And if God has already moved, God is merely waiting on the right moment to come into our lives and bless us supernaturally. So what God does is he searches the heart of man to find a faithful few deep and rising who are going through a dark moment so he can be El Elyon, so he can do what he's been doing since the beginning of time. What he's been doing, Bishop, he's been creating one miracle after another miracle on top of another miracle, and that's all God is waiting on you to do. God is waiting on you to have a do-right heart and a do-right mind, and that's when God starts moving supernaturally in your situation. Can you touch somebody and tell them if you get your heart right, you'll have some favor on you? Touch somebody else and tell them if you get your mind right, God will show up and he will show out. So I want to tell you, doing the impossible is God's major business. And not only does he do the impossible, he does it right in the adversary's face. Right when folk don't want you to have, that's when God is going to give it to you. Right when the haters are hating, that's when God going to make them hate some more. Oh God, I see y'all going to be cute in here. Some of y'all got some haters in here now that don't want you to have nothing. And you ought to be thankful. Listen, I shake my hater's hand and say thank you for giving me all the blessings I need to survive. Oh, Lord have mercy. Can I tell you how to tell when there's a hater? Look at them dead in the eye. If they can't look at you in the face, when you tell them how blessed you gonna be and how God is gonna have favor on you, you might as well go and call them out and say, I got a hater in the house, hater over here. But when you got God, they can hate all they wanna, you still gonna be blessed. I hate to mess y'all up, but this unquestionable favor, I gotta thank God for it, because it sits over my life like a watchdog. Y'all didn't hear what I said. I said it sits over my life like a watchdog. See, there are three things that this unquestionable favor does in the watchdog process. Number one, this divine and unquestionable favor is always ever present. Can I prove that to you? The only reason the sale was in the store because God knew you were gone and he knew how much money you had. The only reason the gas lasted as long as it did was because God knew you didn't have but a little money. And y'all, don't y'all play with me. You know you done rolled on fumes and you should have gave out gas, but somehow, some way, God, you know you couldn't pay no $3.27 a gallon. And when it got up to $3, you say, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. And here they come out, it's gonna be $4. If you got a God on your side, God is gonna make a way. You can go up to $5 a gallon. Baby, you ain't gonna ride no bike. You ain't walking nowhere. You gonna crank up that high price condo and you gonna ride until the law says you can't ride no more. You've got unquestionable favor. See, when you got favor, you know favor, because when you were a child and there were 7 or 8 of y'all living in the house and there wasn't no whole lot of food, but some way mama and daddy stretched the food out and made it where everybody could eat. It is number one, like a watchdog, it is ever present. And number two, like a watchdog, it always reverses the enemy's course. Oh, y'all missed that right there. It reverses the curse of the enemy. See, the devil puts stuff on, but that divine favor will teach you how to make the most out of anything. You don't have but a little, but you're thankful for it. You ain't riding in the car you want to ride in, but you're thankful for it. You don't have the money you want to have, but you're thankful that you got just enough to pay your bills and put food on the table. I want to tell you, the devil meant it for your bad, but unquestionable favor took that thing, turned it upside down, ripped the bad out of it, and put the good of God in it. I know you're going through the storm, but if you're going through, I want you to know unquestionable favor will teach you how to make the most out of anything. And third of all, this divine and unquestionable watchdog will cause the enemy to think twice about bothering you. See, you can tell the folk that got divine favor because before the enemy put it on you, he go back and look at what he did to you last year, and he says, now if she is still crying over last year's stuff, then I can put this year's stuff on her. But if she started shouting over last year's stuff, then I've got to be careful how I put new stuff on her, because all she gonna do is break out and have another praise party. You better touch somebody and tell them the devil's scared of me. I ain't scared of him. You better know who he's fooling with, because if he try to mess with me, I got a watchdog called unquestionable favor. My watchdog is like a pet. Come here, questionable favor. Sit, questionable favor. Fetch, questionable favor. Stand up on your hind leg, questionable favor. Go get my blessing and bring it back while I'm going through. That's what kind of favor I got. When I need it, it shows up and supplies my every need. Can you touch somebody and tell them I got that kind of watchdog on my life? Touch them and tell them you better know who you messing with. I got a watchdog that'll get on your trail. That's why the Bible says he's able to destroy and defend. You better know who you're fooling with when you mess with a child of God. That's why the Bible said, touch not mine anointed and do not my prophet. You want to know why some of us are going through? We have touched the wrong person at the wrong time with our mouth and with our behavior. We better watch this. Learn how to love ye one. Can I antagonize you? Go and touch somebody and tell them, bring it if you want to. You better know what you're doing. Go and tell them you better know what you're doing. I got a watchdog that's called unquestionable favor. And what ditch you dig for me, you digging it for yourself. You better know who you're fooling with, because when you throw one rock and hide your hand, you better know who you're messing with, because I got a God that says be still and know I am God. I will fight your battle. It's not yours. Somebody need to hear that right there. That battle you fighting, it ain't yours. It's the Lord. That child you fighting with, that might be your child, but that ain't your battle. I heard grandmama say, what you need to do is just leave them in the hand. Oh, I gotta stop now. So if unquestionable favor is like a watchdog, then that means God has my back. As a matter of fact, he has my front. He has my left side and my right side. That means he's all over me. And